Aloha guys, welcome to JohnRemus.com TV. It's me checking in. Just finished cleaning this restaurant and wanted to share some ideas here. You know, there's a lot that people can do, and in this day and age, 10 ideas that you can do easily and low cost to really establish your business mindedness and yourself as an individual. Number one, of course, website and some business cards. And once you get that going, even if it's just like yourname.com or a variation of it, you can write a few things and maybe write some ideas describing yourself and your pursuits and a possible business that you're upcoming. You know, make 2 websites, make 5 websites. Each website's only $75 a year, and some business cards with your picture and some of the websites and contact info, and instead of trying to convince people that you're this and that, just maybe briefly say hello and say I'm passing out my business card. Contact me if you have any suggestions for me, or number 2 is initiate small business transactions to make friendships. What I mean by that is maybe once a month, 2 different people, you can either invite them to dinner or lunch, and you can perhaps buy a product or service they have for an hour, or a low cost, like $20 or $50, and then you make a connection, and it's like you're showing them that, like, hey, that's and of course showing that that's how you want to be treated as well. And we have other ideas, just simple ideas to make your life easier. Number 3, don't try to put people in the place of authority in your life. Like the idea of calling people your psychologist, doctor, even attorney, or perhaps other professions, like somebody be your guardian parent, or that this person's did I say dentist? All these, eye doctor, or whatever, police. You can do elements of all those professions in your own life. Massage therapist, you can knead yourself, and you can just get stuff done, study. Sometimes you'll need professional advice or care, in which case emergency room might cost a few thousand or more. And there are situations, but often, maybe you can look up instances where you'll need this person to protect yourself. So in other words, maybe copyright something so you don't have to sue somebody else for taking it from you, or study common injuries in your workplace environment, or common everyday injuries or health, whatever it is, health mistakes people make. All of that can be, you can study that online and position yourself and be more cautious, and not put these people in your mind as, oh, that person's an authority, or saying that, oh, I'm going to look to so and so for advice just because they're older or they have a title. And especially, I'll transition into number 3 here, of the idea of describing somebody as your parent. That puts you in a psychological mindset of that person knows what's best for me, that they'll look out for me. And it always puts you, and they may be a good person and everything, but what happens is it puts you in a mindset of codependence, which it's better to, I would argue, to be friends with people who your parents play. It's all about roles in life. Say that, I want to play the roles of friend with you. I'm glad you raised me, etc. Let's be friends now. Let's be equals. Let's be people who we can, not depend on each other financially, but want voluntarily to equally share with each other, whatever, or maybe just be strangers, part ways if you have differing beliefs and values. Realize that what's most important to you, I'm going to say number 4, are the dream mate and dream team, all with the implication of your own dreams. So knowing, what happens is that some people don't really know their own dreams, or don't know what person that they'll want to be attracted to, find attractive. The dream mate is someone you would want to live with, even if they were handicapped or anything, or through the ups and downs of life. You absolutely, unequivocally, this person. And the dream team, of course, is not biological family, which may or may not legal biological. They might be people who you make a priority in your life, but maybe only because you feel socially obligated to. And the same thing goes with the idea of a spouse or somebody who you procreate with. That might be a societal obligation, or you feel you're pressured to pursue these things as quickly as possible. Control your desires, number 5, right? Control your desires. Your first, second, and third chakras. Meet your basic needs, right? So that way you're not psychologically hoping other people will meet those needs. You engage in self-intimacy, masturbation. The orgasm that activates that second chakra will protect you from anyone else, and hoping that, I hope this person finds me attractive. I hope they want to be intimate with me. I'm lonely. Transcend that by self-care, self-appreciation, self-love. Number 3, the third power chakra, activated by yourself with exercise, music, art activities, healthy emotional, activities like art and music. I think I just mentioned, and putting yourself in fun pursuits, hobbies. When you fulfill those, you're not hoping other people will fulfill them, and you're not also don't try to fulfill or uplift others. Of course, it's nice to, in concept, but if these people don't, they're not like a priority to your dream mate, your dream team, you might think you might be using up too much of your energy on them, and realize your time is valuable. Your time you can use to create your business. And what happens is, and I'll make this number 6, is when you get excited about a business and maybe even a hobby, but better yet to get excited about a business. That way you'll have something that makes at least some income that feels like, this is purposeful. Like for me, an example, I combine my hobby of wanting to dress fancifully with my goal to be an author and a speaker and CEO of a restaurant, and I combine that, and then so it's practical. It's a tool. My dressing formally is a tool, and gets me in that right element. And that might be number 7, by the way, to really think about the way that you dress, and do it in a way that speaks to, this is who I am. And sometimes you have to dress like aggressively or defensively. Especially women, don't try to show off. Might attract the wrong attention that you don't want at that time. Sometimes you got to dress tough, be able to fight or flight. Have a whistle, have a bright flashlight, have a staff, and try to diffuse situations by offering somebody $20 or $40. But but you know, you want to be able to just make things happen, and that happens when people say, oh, that guy looks like he's up to something, and then you have this other thing that it's easy to be creative about lots of things. And this is advice that many experts give. You might think that you're brilliant for being creative and smart, but it's the application. And how about focusing it on something in particular? If focusing on something that you really know what to do, and that might mean letting go of things in your life, or tools, or even in other intellectual property. Let's say like for me, for example, I might have certain ideas. Maybe I'll give them away to somebody else, or sell them, or some of my property, because it's mentally encumbering me on what exactly I want to focus on. And I also, earlier I mentioned health and whatnot. I forgot to mention dentistry. There's a trick to proper dental hygiene. I don't think anyone realizes that, and this is number 8. And by the way, there are other things that affect you, the body, toxify it. Sometimes even tap water, you want to let it air out the toxin, fluoride, chlorine. But there's also fluoridated toothpaste. There's Wi-Fi in the air, perhaps, or sometimes you need to be aware that these things can be confusing you. And so I recommend, it's a particular brand of toothpaste, Jason. They have a C fresh, but the point is it actually strengthens the teeth. It has calcium and certain things in it, and it's important to find a toothpaste like that. And I also recommend a very soft brush, like even a kid's toothbrush, because the harder ones will take enamel off. And brushing after each meal, maybe even brushing twice at the end of the night to get a really nice clean. And I also suggest using a soft cloth to remove initial plaque. That makes it quicker. It makes it more efficient to the whole time process, right? And these are just things I've noticed that, hey, you know what? There's an easier way to do things. Like, another thing is taking cold showers. This will be number 9, taking cold showers and essentially recharging the battery. And you also have you have different things you can do. You can do a set of 20 push-ups just to make yourself feel better. You can lean up against the wall and do a little kneading for the back massage. But the point being is to do all the things you can do for yourself. Tell yourself, I'm doing great. And number 10 is to make the most of the internet. I have a premium YouTube account, about $10 a month, and it allows me to listen to while I'm working, and or doing other activities, listen to self-help and advice videos. There's top 10 lists of all types of things, just like I make. And also advice for people in trades work and everything. And so that, and using Facebook to, I like to change my profile picture and background and make myself feel like a celebrity by taking pictures of myself, dressing up nice. And I do that, right? And then you have YouTube, you can express, and you could pretty much, in this day and age, you can really be an individual and really defined, and really that independence. People might think that, it's not good to be independent. We should all be together and have a hierarchy, call each other, be codependent. But really, when you're independent and wealthy, you're stronger because you can be nicer to people. I just glance at people and give them a nice hello, and I'm able to look at people and not be envious or wanting of anything from them, because I'm full. I'm activated my chakras. I have energy, and it's just brilliant to I'll finish this out with number 10, and that is to realize in conflicts that it's better to give people space and seek space when you're angry, and when you are either emotionally or even physically hurt, think of it as not that person did that to me. Think of it as you got into an accident. So equate it with falling off a bicycle or something like that, so that you in a way, what's the right word? You're detaching yourself from the situation and making it just like two objects in play, like one object hit the other, and that way you are able to transcend anger. You're able to want good for people, even if they're misusing their body. You're able to, and really there is no envy, because the idea of envy is that you wish you had something someone else had. You look around and you wish you had their body, you wish you walk down the street, you wish they had their house, car. But the reality is you don't need any of those things to function very well and to feel good and to have a sense of purpose, and as in incarnation after incarnation we invest in each other. You might not like your body or circumstance. Contribute what you can to someone else, and in the future their grandchildren might be you in your future incarnation. And kind of a bonus, number 11, is to watch out for subliminal messages in society and in like religion. For example, the idea of a Jesus or God or heaven, I think, is actually not so good. It's expecting someone else to be responsible for your life, and heaven is boring compared to reincarnation, because it's no purpose, no meaning, no substance in the future life of indefinite, no challenge. Sometimes it's just about semantics, guys. It's just about changing, saying you want this challenge, you want this problem, you're going to solve it for yourself and humanity as a collective. You want it. You want to be your own authority. You don't hope people are, I have a rich uncle or father or grandfather, etc., that will look out for me financially and emotionally. No, you want to look out for yourself, and you don't label people like that. You label them as friends or dream team and so on. And you live through the eyes of your dream mate, your future dream mate. You imagine if they were looking at you, what would they think about how you should do things in life and refine your life and look out for yourself. And thanks, man. That was an extra few bonus there, a bunch of facts, and let's see what you can do. Aloha.